Good evening and welcome to the New Orleans TV Internetwork System, broadcasting live hourly long shows from New Orleans, Louisiana. Our evening program will start in 9 minutes, 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Pacific Time, and then 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The public, the live public and chat comment section is open, So if you care to make any kind of comments starting now through the show, they will be shown on the chat block and we'll do our best to answer them and or bring them the actual comment on the screen. So you can start chit chatting, asking questions as of now. Remember, we are broadcasting on Facebook Live under Bob Bockelman and simultaneously broadcasting on YouTube channel R space REVUE. You are able to do comments on either platform or both platforms. Again, as long as you have it set on the public setting as opposed to the private. Programming will begin in 7 minutes at 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Good evening and welcome to the New Orleans TV Internetwork System. Programming will start in 6 minutes at 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Our show scheduled on Wednesday evenings is Talk to the Tarot, starring our resident psychic medium from California, Ms. Robin Bennett. She'll be joining us momentarily. You can make comments as mentioned on your chat or comment forum, and we'll be glad to address them as we see them. Also, I see where we forgot something. Forgot to put up the big band with the phone number. Oh my goodness! Even though I don't know whether we should do. We already have. We put it up anyway. Uh, we do have two definite callers, reserved callers. You know, we like to take the callers by reservation. That way, we make sure we have a show and can accommodate. But we do have a little opening at the third segment of the show, and there's a potential gorilla caller, as we call him, who has not made a reservation, and you might have that opportunity. So it'd be first come, first serve. But please do not call while you hear the first two segments because you don't go to a queue. You'll ring and disturb the reading. So please do not call before 8:45 if you wish to come on. Or 8:40. Yeah, 8:45. Remember, if you wish to contact us about any questions about any of our shows, please send me an email at bob@rrevue.net or on Facebook Messenger, Bob Bockelman. And we'll be glad to answer any questions. If you know someone you would like to see on here, or you'd like to schedule a show, or think of a new creative idea for a show, we'll be glad to entertain it. We're pleased that even though the virus is going on, we're starting to get receptivity by several of our guests. We have a artist that's consigned today for next Tuesday. We'll be posting that up on the weekend. We have two chefs that are interested in doing shows. Another artist from India that hasn't finalized. And we may be doing another daytime show like we do my talk show. And that would be to satisfy everyone a cooking show with one of the chefs that I know well. He is interested in doing such. Everyone, they're home. And so if they're not affiliated with a restaurant, they're looking for things to do. So stay tuned. Hopefully, it's going to get us busy, keep us busy. We have some feelers out for a couple of authors to come to do readers review. So we're hoping things will start popping again since last week was relatively quiet, and this week pretty much the same. So we're hoping you're doing okay. We have 3 minutes. Programming will begin on Talk to the Tarot. 2 minutes and counting. Welcome to the New Orleans TV Network System. Programming will begin in 1 minute. Our live show this evening is Talk to the Tarot. Good evening and welcome to Talk to the Tarot. As you know, every Wednesday we try to accompany you live at 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time, enabling you to hear and see and sometimes participate with our resident psychic to either have your tarot cards read and or being a medium hear from someone who has predeceased you that wants to say hello. So you are fortunate in this show of having a possibility of two things in one. Okay, two for the price of one, as they say. BOGO, buy one, the other one's free. And you pay the big fat price of. There you go. Can't beat it. Robin is donating her services. She's unfortunately on the outside Not unfortunately. Fortunately for her, this is her living, so she's very kind to do this for us by giving these free readings and contacts. So we hope you appreciate it. We seem to be getting more and more people. That's the key. All right. Well, without further adieu. Let's go ahead and bring up our psychic medium, Miss Robin Denham. Let's see. Do I need to, there she is. Look how pretty and what's that? Dusty Rose, I think they call her.
Hi, Bob.
How are you? How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing tonight?
Well, we, as we've spoken on the side, it's hard for us to shake what's going around. And I know that's true in most people, but it's even more focused in our community because it's hitting us so hard.
I,
And
I
go
actually
ahead.
know one's someone in New York that's in the hospital right now.
And yeah, the numbers just keep going up, and then of course now they're having to extend the isolation period or whatever we call this uh, thing, part of thing. But and now, of course, this is I set out something I think you about how we really should be wearing masks. That's
I
been
I have I have a friend sending me a bunch. She's getting them from China, and she's sending them here for
kind
me.
of scary.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh well, you know what? I wasn't too scared until they started talking about it. You
No,
know.
but also the mask coming from China. I don't know if that's
I,
that
I
might
said the
not be
same. I said
sure.
exactly the same thing to her. Yes, I know.
I do
I
like the
know.
idea where they're asking more and more of the folks in your community to make, a hybrid, their own thing, which one is making it more unique, a little bit more, I hate to say fun, but more accommodating, and hopefully will do as well. Because it doesn't seem like it's so much a prevention from the wearer, but more from being a transmitter. And
Well, that and keeping you from touching your face and being aware that when you do that, you touch your
very
mask,
good.
you're touching your
Yeah, and I
face.
do that all day long. I do it
Yeah,
all day long. So
yeah. And
that's a
so if you
great
touch
idea.
something and then you touch your face, that's more likely how you're going to get it.
And, well, we don't want to turn it into the discussion that's all over the TV, the internet. So, but
Right.
yes, uh, you know, it, please consider that as another preventive measure if you can. Have some access to wearing a mask. Okay. All right. Well,
Yep.
we don't have any no mask on this show. Everything we let our hair, our eyes down, everything's transparent. Okay. Well, listen. Anything else you want to tell us before we hopefully get our first call, which will be pretty soon?
I'm trying to remember what I was talking about last week, and it's
Okay.
totally
Well,
blank, of course.
oh, last week. What that yesterday too late to me. I know you had a good story. I think, but there was at the grocery store or something.
No, I'd
I
have to get my book
heard,
out. I was going to do it, and I got.
no problem, no problem. But anyway, I'm glad to see that some of these people, are interested in calling in right now. I was hoping to be deluged with guests, not necessarily just for your show, but for a lot of the other shows, which are
Great.
suffering because I don't have guests. Thinking,
Right.
well, now everybody's home, they're all bored, to death.
Right. Exactly. I
Bored.
know I'm doing a puzzle that's a little bit difficult, and the way it's made, I can't see it at night because it's reflective, and so I have to do it during the daytime. I can't do it at night.
Wow,
and
wow.
and, and
That's,
I'm watching an old show that I'm binging through again. I think this is the third time.
oh, yeah, we do it. As I told you, might know, we just started we're with the New Orleans Film Festival, and we screen movies for that in October.
Oh, how
Who
fun!
knows? Who knows whether we'll have the festival this year? But we still, the submissions have all come in, and they get thousands of submissions of categories, and we have to review narrative features, which are all between an hour and a half and 2 hours long, and we've got to do 40 each between now and
Wow.
June. So we just got our first 10. I've got one more for this week, but then as soon as you finish, they send you the next 10. And
Okay.
so it's good. It's good now because we don't have a lot of, especially me being home, we don't have a lot of things to do. Unfortunately, the majority of these independent filmmakers aren't top notch. I mean, they might have the technology, might look beautiful, but some of them still just don't know how to tell a story. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just amazing. It was refreshing, and I'll just spend a second more waiting. Last week, one of the earliest shows I watched of the 10 was, and I think it was made a while back, but I'm not sure. It's called something like Always Perfectly Frank. And it was a retro and it was a musical. Remind me a little bit about that one that won the Academy Award a few years ago, La La Land.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you have a opening scene sort of like that with a group dancing, and there's vocals throughout. It's kind of a sad story and also a love story. The young lady who's the lead had a magnificent voice. I mean, it was so first class. The young gentleman who he was good, but comparatively to her, it was not. But it was so refreshing to see something like that on today's. And I tell it well, it's on television first because we can't. But in today's making, as opposed to trying to just do these fades versions of
right.
today's stories, which are just all drugs or sex, just nothing,
Yep.
nothing. Waste filling time with nothing. Anyway, okay, let's see. What time is it? Our first caller. Uh, we're waiting. Anything else you can think of? I don't want to
Well,
get.
I was gonna talk. I think I was gonna talk a little bit about my daughter. Growing up with a psychic, and
Yeah. Oh, good from her eyes.
well, I have a little hashtag. My mom is a psychic. One of my stories is when she was a teenager, and this is really hard when you have a psychic for a mother and you're a teenager.
Oh
And
yeah.
one day I was taking her to school, and she sat next to me, got in the car and sat next to me. I looked at her. I said, "Who's the tall blonde guy that you like?" And she just looked at me. "Well, he's so and so." I go, "Oh, okay. Just wondering who you were crushing on, right?"
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's hard when you have a mother for a second because she even comes to me at times when something is going on. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the story about so I got a feeling that something big was going to happen to my daughter. So I call her and I keep on telling her something's big's going to happen. Something's going to happen. There's going to be a picture of you. I think it's a digital picture, but it's going to be big for you. And it's really a good thing. So she walks into her work and there was a conference room, and she walks into the conference room and there's a big picture of her, and
wow.
she was giving like a good employee type award, and
Lord, yeah.
she goes, "Oh, that's what mom was thinking, but that's what mom saw." And it was you remember how I tell you every once in a while I'll have something that will just nag me, and I have to tell someone about it, or it just keeps on nagging me. And I probably was telling her about it for at least 2 weeks before it happened.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
See, that's the
Well,
good part. That's the good part. Where it'd be great to have a mom as a psychic, but then as a teenager, knowing my personal life, like about the young man, that could be a little, harrowing.
it was she actually at one time as a teenager said, "I don't want anybody to know that you're a psychic, mom. I don't want that." And she was trying to be normal.
Right,
Having a mom as a
right.
psychic isn't normal, and as a
Yeah, she didn't want to
teenager.
be tagged. Yeah, she didn't
Yeah.
want to be tagged. But it's so good because it does open up the dialogue, and that way she maybe feels comfortable making important decisions to check with mom first to see what mom has not only her own viewpoint, but maybe see something that she's not privileged to or privy to.
And
So that's what I think would be great if it could develop for any mother child father daughter relationship.
well, it is. It's about the dialogue that you have with the person or the child. You have to, even if you're psychic, you have to respect, especially as a teenager, their privacy. And what I learned, oops, that's someone not.
Call from Sarah Smith.
Good evening. Hello. Good evening, Sarah.
Hello?
Hi,
Yes,
Sarah.
hi. Do you hear me? Uh-oh. Sarah,
Sarah? Oops, sorry.
Sarah, are you there?
She might be expecting me.
Okay, you talk.
Hey, Sarah, are you there? I'll see if I can get her to call back.
The best laid plans. I don't know. It's working fine momentarily.
Sarah? Okay, I have to get on the.
Sorry, folks. But where are we going with technology today? It seems like better and better, but
Hello?
it never.
Hi, Sarah. Are you there? She's going in and out.
Well, we don't know if she's saying anymore. If she doesn't hear us, then she's probably not responding.
Hello?
Hello, Sarah?
Hello?
Sarah?
See, I don't think she hears.
Did she say, Sarah, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, you hear us. Okay.
Make sure to connect it to good.
Okay, Sarah, can you still hear me? Oh, we're not. Well, there must be something that's not working.
Especially when she heard you, I think at one point, huh?
Yeah.
Guess we could go back to the other situation where she calls in and put the phone there. You know how we did the three-way hybrid.
Okay, I'm going to have her call back. Let's see if she can call back.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna tell her that.
Oh, here. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, great.
What's that?
I don't have my phone with me. Let me check.
Yeah, I don't have a number to call.
Yeah, I think I don't. I have her.
Gonna-
Why don't? Can you hang up on her? Can you? Are you?
Hold on a second.
And see if she'll call back.
I think Leonard just hung up, but he's been picking up the call.
Okay. Maybe he can call her.
No.
No.
Won't. I can't pick it up because I have I'm gonna have to set it up.
Hello?
Hi, Sarah. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Does she?
I can't. She's not answering.
Ask her to keep talking. We don't know whether she's.
Yeah, Sarah, keep talking if you can hear me. All right.
Hello?
Hi. For some reason, she's not able to hear me. Let me see if I have her phone number.
Let me check.
Okay. It must be something that.
Leonard? Leonard? Is there anything you can do?
Hello?
Hi, Sarah, do you hear me? I know I can.
How she can All right, Robin,
Yes.
we're gonna call her on my phone.
Okay, great.
Leonard's gonna call her and then we'll bring it here and
Okay.
hopefully she'll be able to hear us through that way, okay?
Okay, great. Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry for the delay again. I just
That's
don't
okay.
understand these things, how they work.
Hello?
They don't work.
Hi, can you hear me?
He
Guess
doesn't
not.
hear you yet.
Do you
We
have
can-
your little button up? Remember the button you have to hit in the front? On front of, no, it's not. You have it on.
I don't even do that anymore.
Oh,
With
you
this
do.
new thing, he controls everything. That's why I can't do it.
Oh, okay.
It's a new thing that obviously not working. That worked 10 minutes ago.
That's weird, isn't it?
It is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I wonder if it's because you put me on. It doesn't matter. It's all technical stuff. We don't want it. We need our. There we go.
we set it up as the third person, Leonard being you, and then also using his phone. Together, you know. And what do I have to do? Good evening.
Good evening.
Can you hear me? Great. We had to go back to my technology instead of the internet, but I think it's going to work. Now, the big thing is say hello to Sarah, and let's make sure that you can hear her and vice versa. Go ahead.
Sarah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
Sure.
Okay,
That's
ladies,
great.
I'm going to bow out and let you two do what you have to do since we've wasted some of your time, Sarah. Good luck.
Okay, I'm gonna put down some cards. Do you have a specific question that you wanted answered? Did you have? Go ahead.
Question that I want answered. Haven't really thought of one. How about my dog's health?
Oh,
Oh, your little dog's health. So has your dog had something like internally that you had to have worked on, like a surgery or something, or draining, like cyst or something?
She just has been having issues with coughing and thinks she might have an enlarged heart.
Okay, that would make sense because because remember I said it feels like something that was draining. Having an enlarged heart could be something, but I do see something bigger than it should be. So if it was like a cyst, then it would need to be drained, but a larger heart would also make sense. And I think I vaguely remember, but that's what I'm getting. And how old is she now? She's older, right?
11.
11. So she's, well, that's in dog years. That's, nowadays dogs live longer than that. I think what it looks to me, remember, I'm not a veterinarian, is that you're going to have to judge, regarding quality of life. And I don't see it coming anytime soon, but you're going to be the one that has to make the decision. Okay. So you have some time with her still.
Excuse me?
You still have some time with her. The fact that she has an enlarged heart, you're going to have to make the final decision. But because I do see some time that that she's still going to be around for a while.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, you may what I would say to you, there may be things that she can do today that she might not be able to do in 6 months or a year and a half or a year. That, there will be, I feel like that you may have to pick her up more. You may have to do, help her do things, like going upstairs and stuff, the things that it was easy for her to do in the past. It's now harder. It's going to be harder and it's going to progress.
Okay.
But she has more time. I don't know what the doctor's telling you, but she has some more time.
Yeah.
Okay. I also see you going on a trip.
oh no, not now.
Well, yeah, that's true. Probably not right away, but I do see you going on a big trip. It is probably going to be after September. I see a possibility of two, but I think there's one after September, late September on into October that you're going to go on. It's going to be significant. I would say that you're going to go from the cold to the warm. That's right. So I would say to you that, and it's going to be closer. It was going to be in the last part of September, early part of October. You should do it. If you're questioning if you should do it, you should do it because you're going to find. You're going to go with other people too. I'm not sure if it's family or friends, but it's either a family or friend. It might be more family oriented.
Well, that's usually the time of year when I do go on a trip with my sister.
Oh, is it? Okay. That's I was seeing more than one person around you. You know, there'd be more than, you know, just you going by yourself. You're going to have a really good time. It's going to be poignant for you. So if this is your sister's, it's going to be very poignant. And I know that things have improved with your family, but it's just going to be, I'm going to just say it's going to be really lovely to have the family experience. I don't see any fighting or people getting upset with each other. I think everybody's going to be in a good spot.
Yeah. Oh, great.
I also, are you looking for a job?
I'm not like actively looking, but it's something that I've been thinking about.
Okay, I see a delay to it, but I'm going to tell you that if you're looking for a job, it's probably, again, in September. September is going to be a shifting month for you. So I look at things in cycles, and when you know, I think in September, this is going to be a shift for you. And so little things like going on a vacation or looking for a job, but September seems the month that's going to change, that you're going to be able to make movement. And what I would say to you is if you're going to look for another job or do something different than what you're doing, and especially on the financial level, I think that there may be something you choose to do rather than maybe work or whatever you're working at, make it a little bit different. And that's okay. You may have to do two things temporarily until you shift to the other one. So maybe you need some training. You may need some training to make you so that you're able to move into another position. So you may be doing two at one. It's temporary. It's really, really temporary, 30 to 60 days at the most.
Oh, okay.
I also see, do you have a female boss?
A what?
Female boss?
Yeah.
Okay. You may find her being a little bit kinder. Whatever's going on with her, she's going to have a little bit of a attitude adjustment towards you, or she's
going to be kinder.
Yes, she'll be kinder. Is that what you want?
Well, yeah. You know, I mean, I've been with my coworker for like 17 years, and sometimes she can be, you know, sometimes she just doesn't know her weight, and I don't know.
Well, I think that some of this has to do with her home life, to be honest with you, and whatever has been kind of like having a thorn in the side is going to be removed. So, you know, if she's married, there may be a resolution with that marriage. If she has children, then it may be, you know, the children behaving themselves. It could be any of those things. Okay. Yeah. But it feels like something at home is going to be relieved, and so once that's relieved, then she's not going to pick on you as much. Okay. Let's see, what else do I have for you? I do see you struggling some. You know, it's not in a bad way, and it's temporary, not for very long at all. I think, you know, I think part of what it looks like to me, it's part of what's going on at work. What are you going to do next as far as with your life, and what is that going to look like for you? Don't try to move too quickly. You don't need to, but you do need to. If you want to get what you want, then you're going to have to do some movement, and I don't even mean movement. You have to take some action. And I think that you're kind of stuck with your action right now, or have been. It's not just right now. It has been going on.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to feel stuck. So that's the reason why I'm probably, because you have the hangman. That's usually 90 days of being stuck. So that's probably the reason why I'm seeing September being a significant shift month for you. I also see, are you in a relationship at all? Are you dating or anything?
No.
I always ask a woman, do you want to date?
Well, part of me just feels like that's just a part of my life that's kind of like never gonna happen. Not like I really want it to, I really don't want it to. I just feel like I'm so like stuck in my own ways that I am not able to let someone in like that.
Well, I see two people. One is someone that's a little bit more assertive, which is maybe a friendship that he might want more than what you want. Okay.
Yes.
And then I see a younger person around you, and I feel like this person is someone new in the sense that it could be someone's son, not romantic for you. But along with that, I also see this person also maybe being representative of a man that would be interested in you. He's going to be probably on the fairer side, so I would say he was nationality wise that he might be someone of a Scandinavian descent, or Irish, or someone that's very fair skin is what I'm saying. You may know him already. I would say that what I feel really for you, it might be a good person to practice on having a male friendship in your life, and something that is a potential to go farther. But I think that this person would be a good match for you to do that. Okay. Do you have any other questions? Do you have a question for me? Besides your doctor?
The thing that I like to, just like if there's any messages for my loved ones.
There we go.
Okay, so your dad's passed, right?
Yes.
Okay, he's the first one that came in. He came in before we even got on. He kept on coming up today. So I activate before I actually talk to someone. So he's been coming in. He wants me to tell you that he's very proud of you. Of course, he loves you. He wants to know that you, even with all the things that have happened in your life, that he wants you to know that he's proud of where you're at today. And he also wants to acknowledge to you how hard, he understands how hard it was for you. And then it's really interesting because it feels like he knows. Like when you're having a hard time, he knows what that feels like. So did he have similar struggles in his life as you do?
You know what? I don't know. I was 2 when he passed away.
Okay.
And so I really don't know. I don't think, not like this, like the issues that I had. I don't think that those same kind of issues, but I really don't know.
Did anybody ever tell you that you were like your dad?
Somewhat.
Okay. Because
I kind of feel like I just kind of feel that I am like that.
Yeah, that's what he's acknowledging, is that you are like him. Okay.
Okay.
And that's the reason why, he's around you. He comes in and out, but he is around you in your darkest hours. When it's been the roughest, he's been around you and then what I'm getting is he understands how you feel. So in that sense, there is a component in it that about you that he can relate to. And even though you were 2 when he passed, from the other side, he's definitely being able to feel that you and him have a similarity in the way you how you process stuff.
Oh, cool.
That is good. Are you able to, may I ask, check with your mom, or she passed as well?
Yes. I would definitely like to hear from her as well.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay. So she has passed too.
Yeah.
But how long after your father passed? How long was it? Just a short time?
My mom passed like 7 years ago.
Okay. Well, during that time, from when he was deceased until she passed, did she ever bring out any of these ideas of the similarity, or not necessarily physical resemblance, but the emotional, as with Robin's trying to pinpoint with you and your dad, or she just never talked about that at all.
Yeah, you know what? A lot of people really didn't talk about it at all because
Understand.
it was a painful thing.
I got it. I got it. Sure. I just thought that maybe during that time there might have been some mention, some little clues that would kind of unite the story. But anyway, sorry for the interruption. Go
Oh,
ahead.
no, that's okay.
Go ahead.
Like with your mom, what I see, there are moments she gets mad with you.
Oh,
Does that surprise you? There are times when your father's there saying you're like me, and your mother's there saying you're like your father type thing. But it's more about your mom wants you to listen to her, and all the things she taught you. Why don't you, why didn't you retain all the things I taught you? That type of thing, and but she still loves you. It was really important for her to have her family. I think that she's really glad that you came back into the fold, because the family was really important for her. I mean, a lot. I think more than you even knew how much having everybody she worried about you. You know that. She did. And I think, and you went back and saw your mom when she was still alive, right?
Right.
Yeah. It meant a lot to her. It was so special for her to have you come back. Are you there?
maybe it interrupted the. Your second call was calling in,
Okay.
and we lost them. We probably lost them both. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
I was ringing the line, and it's just,
I'll contact Sarah.
there we go. Good evening.
Yeah, somehow I got disconnected.
Oh.
That might actually.
No, it might not have been you because we had the other second caller calling in, and I was trying to retrieve that, so I might have done it. But we might need to wrap it up so the second caller can get through if you don't mind. Okay?
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
1 second. Go ahead.
Okay, all I have to say is your mom was really glad that you came into the fold. It was really meant a lot to her to have you back, and she worried about you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, I think our other caller is calling in.
Talk to you later.
Good evening.
Sarah.
Good
Bye.
evening. Still talking to her, so
You may have to call her back.
my brother, I don't know what that's not saying the voicemail.
Enter your password. Then press pound. You have one new
Oh,
Good, good evening. Hello, is this Madalena? Oh, I apologize. My name is Bob, and I'm going to put you through straight to Robin, okay? Thank you for calling. Go ahead, Rob.
Hi, Adelina. How are you doing tonight? I'm doing great. Great. Let's see. No, your mom's here. In fact, actually, your dad came in too. Your mom. Oh God, your mom wants to make sure you know that she's here. Okay, just to let you know. And she's kind of like pushing your dad aside and saying, "No, me first." So I don't know if that sounds familiar, but that sure is what she's saying to me right now.
I'm sorry, Rob. He said it was a little unclear.
I may have to pull this up. I said that your mom came in first. She was going to make sure that you heard from her first, and she kicked your dad to the behind her. He said that I'm talking to her first, and she's just. Does that sound like her? Yeah. She's pretty funny, Adelina. Yeah, she does. She must have been a kick in the pants. And she does want me to tell you that she is with your brother. Boy, she's doing she's doing a lot of karmic work with your brother. To be honest with you, right now, your father is definitely in the background in this reading, but your brother and her, and it's weird because your mother. Can you hear me? Can you hear everything I'm saying? Okay, your brother is. I'm sorry. What?
Didn't say anything.
Okay, so that's the feedback. So anyway, so your mother is there with your brother, helping him with his karma, and she's really holding the space for him. But not only that, she's doing a lot of healing work with your brother. Did you have? I'm going to use the word shaman in your family, like if from maybe a couple generations ago.
Not my knowledge, but I just wanted to remark that I don't know if you remember the last time we read, we had a reading at Camp Loaded. I asked about my brother, and my mom was just passed away, and my dad was there, but my brother wasn't around, and you know.
No, he's here. He's here.
He wasn't at that time.
Yeah,
but
he's.
I'm glad he's now.
Yeah, no, he's here, and it's really interesting because your mom is really doing a lot of healing with him. I mean, lots of healing with him. Really emotional, Adelina. Very, very emotional. With the way I even see it is almost as if he was Christ and she's washing him after he had been in resurrection. I'm gonna cry, but that's the picture I'm getting. Is as if she had him. You know the Pieta. Do you know what the Pieta looks like with Mary holding Christ?
The statue of the Pieta.
Pieta. Is that how you say it? Anyway, that's what I see. It's really very healing. I mean, she's working with him on the other side amazingly, and she's doing it out of love.
That is great.
Yeah, yeah, she's doing it out of love. I mean, I feel privileged to have this experience, to be honest with you, because it's so emotional, and I have moments of this just as really. When I get to be in that kind of pure love, and this is what I'm seeing with your mom and your brother, she's going to help him a lot when he comes back. He's going to be in such a better place.
Well, thank God. Thank God for that.
Yeah. So I can see right now, you're probably having a hard time right now, aren't you? Because you don't have any children, do you?
I don't have what?
You don't have any of the kids where your kids aren't there, are they? Aren't they all in? Are you taking care of kids right now? Or not? Shouldn't take taking care. Is the school still open right now?
The school is not open, but we are virtual learning like everyone else.
Okay, yeah. Well, you have an age group which might be a little bit harder, I would say.
But more fun and more relaxed. We're not having to manage homework and real academic type learning anymore. Story reading, hitting pots and pans, making music, things like that.
Well, that sounds like fun. That sounds good. But there's also the financial, and then the other things that you have to get together. So it may be a little bit stressful. I mean, it's stressful for everybody. Let's face it. But I also see a very strong person with you during this time. So you will have a lot of support from a male figure, and so it feels like they're picking up the slack with some of what you do at work. And you should be really appreciative of it. I'm gonna tell you, if you forget to say thank you, this is a time where you really appreciate it. Which I don't think you're that type of person, but sometimes we're so worried in what's going on in front of us, we forget about the people that are supporting us as we go through it. And just make sure you make an extra effort to say thank you, or do something appreciative to him. I also see in your relationship that there's some I don't want to say struggles, maybe a little bit of separateness in your relationship. That's not always where you want it to be. And I think that you don't say anything in this in your consciousness, but you're processing it in your subconscious. And if you ask me, that you're going to accept this no matter what, I don't think you're going to do anything different. Okay?
Yeah.
No surprise, right? The,
And just saying, with the shelter in place, we really are separating from people in a physical way too.
now who's okay? I'm having a hard time hearing you. Me and my bad ears.
She said with the sheltering in place, he is physically separating from other, perhaps as gentlemen and or other folks.
Okay. I also see that the project you were going to work on is probably not going to happen, or of course it's going to be delayed. But if the project that you were thinking, I don't think the project you're thinking of right now is the right project, and so you're going to have to shift gears and change and go a little bit off track from where you're at right now. And I think part of that is because of the virus and how it made the rest of the world, what's going on with the rest of the world. But I also think that you have tweaked some things in your head, and you're going, oh, you know what, I need to present it this way. Just know that, be prepared that you may make this decision at the last minute. So be prepared that you may have to, I want to say rush into it, but be more, I don't want to say aggressive, but be more moving forward a little bit more quickly than you had planned, or having to go back and fix something that you hadn't planned, or making a change you had not planned. But in saying that, I do see money coming around you. So I would expect a bonus or something to that effect, a raise. There is money coming to you. Okay. And it does feel like a bonus or a raise or something in that realm.
Well, if I get a pay, that's be a bonus.
If you get
I mean, getting your paycheck. If I get my regular paycheck, I'd be grateful.
Yeah. Right. Huh? I feel lucky. I'm not working. I get everything from the government. So, I'm a little bit ahead of most people. Well, you're almost at that age. You're getting close. The other thing I really feel like, I don't know if you're at that point of thinking about it, but I think that the other thing I see is about retirement. And I think this is part of this project, trying to figure all of that, what that all looks like for you. It's kind of like looking at what does the rest of my life look like, but I think it's more about what does the rest of my year look like, and where are you going to go next. So you're going to probably be in that process. The other thing is you have I'm sorry, what did she say?
Times too, retirement doesn't like an option here.
Yeah. Okay. The other thing, you also have the Sun card, which is the contentment card. And I always like that card because we have, no matter what's going on in the rest of our lives, we look at how we can be contented with where we're at right now. So, you're going to have this balancing between the two, trying to, again, comes back to looking at what does the rest of my life look like? What is my life is going to look like? And then being contented where you're at. And I think that you understand that, and you kind of live that anyway, even with the things that are coming. And remember, I said something's going to come quickly, that you're going to have to work on and maybe decide. So that's kind of the same thing as where you're going to be at right now. You're going to probably, again, I was talking to Sarah. You're gonna the shift for you is again going to be in September. That you're going to have, and that's when school starts anyway. So that would make it right. It would seem right in, but you are actually going to have two shifts in the next 2 years. One is going to be in September, and one is going to be in June of 2021. Okay, and and the one in September is to prepare you for the one in June. Now, is your birthday in June?
Yes, it is.
Okay. It makes sense. Do you know what I mean? It does make sense. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it'd probably be of June 2021 is when you make a final decision.
Okay.
You yes. We'll have to talk more. So do you have a question for me?
It was kind of hard to think of a question because of at the time that I was thinking at the time.
Okay.
Adeline, we got a lot of echo on that. Could you repeat that and go a little slower because for some reason an echo has come in on your call, on your side.
I think it's my headphone. Okay, go ahead and say it again.
Go ahead.
I said, am I doing what I need to be doing at the time? Because it's really hard to know what I should be doing.
Okay. You need to prepare because what you think it's going to happen sooner. Remember, I said there's going to happen sooner, and I mean it's going to happen sooner than you think. I think you need to be realistic and be okay with it. And that's part of the contentment part I was talking about, that you can do this so that you can be contented. And I talk about not being afraid. There's a possibility. I don't want to say a roommate, but I want to say there's a possibility that someone helping you and whatever that, maybe it's your son, I don't know, but it feels like to me that whatever you choose, whatever it's going to be the next choice, it's not going to, don't be fearful of it. And it's not even about fear. It's more about being concerned. Don't be concerned about it because it's going to move you to the next, to your next place. Okay.
Okay.
And when it's time, you do it. Don't fret about it. Okay?
All right.
Okay. Yeah, that's you're your own worst. What'd she say?
You repeated what you said, don't you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, just don't fret about it. Really don't fret about it. You're going to be able to the more you fret about it, the more you second guess yourself.
Anything else?
I'm good, Robin. Do you see anything else I should be aware of? Can you give me any more wisdom?
Is your son have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Did she say yes?
She said he does, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm jealous. You might be a grandmother before me.
Oh. Oh.
What is?
That's true. What did they say? December's gonna be a record birth month or something. They said.
That's true. I don't necessarily think it's going to happen this year, but you know what? It's going to happen soon. Probably sooner than, because he's relatively young, isn't he? Isn't he? How old is he?
Oh.
He's old enough.
Oh, yeah.
29. Okay, so he's older than what I remembered. Okay. I've known you for a while, so I still remember him as when I first met you. I feel like I would not be surprised in less than 5 years. It's not showing up right away, but I'm just getting this feeling that a baby is coming towards you. Now, could it be a niece or a nephew? Absolutely, but it does feel like it. I should say it actually feels like a baby around your son. I'm jealous.
world very, very quiet and thinks about it really seriously.
Very well.
Nothing to take lightly.
Very well said. And hopefully all of our minds are being opened about a lot of things as a result of this, besides the fear of our mortality. But because some good has to come from it. I mean, it's just too much bad that we can't get some good out of it.
That's true. That's true. There's always something good.
Right.
Just gotta look for that silver lining.
There you go. There you go. That's how to go. That rainbow. Okay, dear, well, we're going to cut it short for the evening. I apologize for some of the technological problems, but I think you and Robin had a nice session anyway.
Thank you so much, both of you.
Oh, we
All right,
appreciate
thank
it.
you. I'll talk to you later.
Stay safe.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's my headset. I'm gonna have to check into that. That might be the problem.
I know there's problems. Before we got into all this other stuff about these two different things that I don't want to talk about it, but I'm saying I know that seemed like a common complaint to the software thing was echoing because of the headset.
Okay.
But I think it's the opposite. If you don't wear it, then we'll get the echo. So I could be totally off base.
Well, it might
But
be
now,
both.
but now that we've involved two new things, one the actual voice calling system, and then the new thing he was trying today or last couple of days. I don't know how that affects anything with regard to this part of it. He's put a question into the software people today. He has not gotten a response from them. It's a large community. There's 16,000 people that use this software in 1 year. And a gentleman did give him a response, but we're not sure whether that is really understanding our situation here. Regard to, but we're going to keep pursuing it to try and find out what the magic resolution is. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, and I apologize, but there's nothing I can do about it beyond the technology. So,
I think it's just gonna take us a while to figure it out.
yeah. Unfortunately, I just don't have the wherewithal to have a big studio station with other people and all the expensive equipment. I just don't have that to keep up the program. But who knows? Maybe one day we'll be able to develop beyond our little mom and pop shop here. So, okay, dear. Well, listen, thank you so much for bearing with it. And I do think you did a great job. I really
Thank
did.
you.
In this situation. So that's the important thing. And we'll be chatting with you later on during the week, probably. Okay.
Okay, great. I'll get some people set up for next week.
Yeah, you stay safe and healthy, please.
I will. Thank you.
All right.
You too.
We love you. We need you.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Okay, folks. Well, we appreciate those who stayed with us, and we do apologize again. You know, we've been having this problem concerning the audiology, hearing one person not hearing the other, and or some other technical components with regard to echoes and stuff. So we're going to keep working at it, try to tweak it and tune it properly so we can get it smooth sailing, because I certainly want it done, and I know you all don't want to be bothered with these situations. Certainly our patient callers and guests, I certainly don't want to be involved with. But anyway, enough said. We do appreciate it. We hope that you'll have most of these things resolved next week. I know we'll have a program. Whether or not it'll be problem-free, we'll have to wait and see. As I mentioned, right now we don't have. We probably will do a talk. Excuse me, not a talk. A rant review, which is a not so talk show. Maybe tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow at 2 p.m. Not the morning show, the 2 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So watch for it. We'll put a post up if we are having it. Not Friday, but I think it's Thursday. So, but hopefully next week we can have a nice lineup of shows for you, so you'll find something worthwhile. So from then, we do appreciate. This is Bob Bockelman on behalf of the New Orleans TV Internet Network, and Talk to the Tarot, saying, "Stay safe, please, our friends."